Coach, if you're going to make opening statement on tonight's game.
Yeah, it's a talented Toledo team that we played tonight. There is a lot to prepare for with their experience and having 5 seniors out there that have played, have been tested, have seen a little bit of everything. You know, at a certain point, when you're a senior and you've played together for 3 or 4 years, you've seen different styles, and you know, that was on display tonight. I thought our players fought really hard. You know, after kind of it took them a little bit to adjust to just the flow of the game, the flow of their offense. But I thought we settled in and settled in well at that end of the second, you know, going into the locker room on that 9-0 run, and then, you know, coming out in that third quarter to be able to cut it back to perhaps even single digits or that 11-point mark. And that's going to be what it takes for us to get over the hump, is that sustained competitive stamina as we adjust to those things. And it's getting there. You see the growth within some, and there needs to be, you know, even stronger growth steps with others.
Hey, Coach, like you mentioned, that third half, you guys came out swinging, bring the lead down to only 9 points. So what was said or done during halftime to really motivate those girls?
You know, you got to talk a little bit about some adjustment things, and we certainly did that, but we focused on some of the things that we held true in our scout, right? So anytime, you know, Toledo hits 7 or more threes, they're winning basketball games, and we had held them to 4 in the first half, and 3 of them were Garcia, and I think she had like maybe 5 in conference on the year, and, you know, credit her, she's a talented pick and pop, you know, 5 for them. We were, you know, down 2 on the rebounds. You know, some of those we left out there, but we were competitive there, and we were down 10 in points in the paint, where, you know, some of those were easy layups, and that's where the adjustment piece came in. So we really felt like if we could just, you know, sort of tighten those things up and get used to that speed of the game and get used to their actions a little cleaner, we'd be in much better shape. And we let the ball work for us offensively, and that was, you know, a credit to our players to be able to let it work for us offensively. Got some good looks. You know, really proud of Zakiya Rashid for, you know, teeing it up the way that she did from 3 tonight. There was no hesitation. You know, Tanisha Clark getting downhill, you know, outside of some of the usual, you know, suspects that have been up there in the box score for us.
Yeah, you mentioned those names. Reagan Bass had kind of a slow first half. How does it feel to be able to kind of rely on some of the other girls who may not be showing off in the stats, but really show off when it counts?
Yeah, you know, and it's unfortunate when Reagan picks up too early, right? Albeit on offensive fouls, right? So those are challenges, and, you know, you can't change the official's mind. Albeit, you know, there's you know, some talent behind some of those offensive fouls of being able to sell those, and but those, they understand that they have to step up, and they understand within what we do that they have to do it a little bit sharper, a little bit cleaner, and a little bit tougher. And, you know, I thought they did a good job. Tanisha did a great job getting to the basket. I thought, you know, Morgan Haney did a good job distributing. You know, even Olivia Brown, you know, at times in that second half is able to make that extra pass, and that's really good. What we want to see, you know, from that youthfulness.
And last thing from us here at WZIP, what are you guys going to be doing, focusing on as you have just a few more days until Miami's game Saturday?
Yeah, I think it's certainly learning from some of the aspects of today, because it's a journey that's a complete season to learn from these things. So we can't just flip the page without learning from some of the whys. Why did you win? Why did you lose? And focusing on what those are to be able to maximize that, because we hope to see them again. We hope to, you know, play them twice more, you know, those kind of things. But, you know, in preparation for Miami, we'll tackle their players tomorrow. We'll get on the floor and you know, shake out some of the cobwebs from today. And, you know, Jess Jenkins has the scout for it. She's got a great game plan for Miami, but you know, games like that, it's not necessarily going to be truly XO, right? Because they need the win, we need the win. You know, it's not a secret. You got to play hard, you got to play together, and you got to play with toughness. The game honors toughness, and, you know, that's the expectation for us when we take the floor on Saturday and we do it together.
Ever since MAC play started, Lene Riley has connected on 50% of her threes. Just talk about her effort tonight.
Yeah, you know, Nay's done a really good job. It's funny, at the Northern Illinois game, we had drawn up a play for her from 3 that she passed up because she was 0 for 5 in the game. And I said, Lene, if I draw one up for you, you got to shoot it. And she said, Coach, I'm not feeling it. I said, listen, the law of averages says that next one's got a pretty good shot at going in if you trust it. So she's worked at it. You know, she was our leading 3-point shooter in all of our workouts, in all of our shooting challenges through the summer, through the fall. So it's a credit to her hard work. Now matching that on the defensive end is going to be the next step in her maturation, and she knows that. And the next step of her defensive rebounding, she knows that, and she's tackling that as strong as she does, some of her offensive things, and that's, the experience for her is we're 18 games into the season roughly, and that's 18 more than she's ever played in her life. And so you hope that growth happens sooner, but that growth is happening. And it's different for everyone at every pace. But that is a great complementary piece for us moving forward. And when that defense and that rebounding comes along, then she can be that, really complete player.
So Kaya also scored 11 points tonight. Just talk about her.
Yeah, I think, she had a good feel for the game when she came in. Obviously Reagan was in foul trouble, and she did a really good job of finding some spots to get to the basket. She did a good job playing in space early in that second quarter. And then, some of her defense led to good offense, and that's a great thing and a valuable asset to have. And, as she continues to grow and she continues to mature on the court, you can start to count on those things a little bit more and more.
Just one final question. Just talk a little bit about the play of Lisa. 7 points, 5 rebounds, 3 on the offensive board, just to get some of those putbacks.
She did a really good job finishing tonight. And it's a credit. Again, these players are putting in the extra work outside of practice, and she is letting days and weeks now add up from, November and December of getting in extra with her position coach, and getting in with our graduate assistant manager to work on that finishing. And that's, really, really vital for us. So to have her be able to get to those levels is important, and those need to be benchmarks and now add to that level of growth moving forward. And again, her defense will start to come along, the rebounding will start to come along, and certainly that offense is starting to come along as well.